Challenge yourself. Inspire the world.
Welcome to the Challenge and Inspire podcast. Today we are really happy to have Andrei Haret with us. Andrei is a marketing expert, an expert vetted freelancer on Upwork, and the founder and CEO of MarketingGo, a media agency specialized in helping US companies achieve their marketing goals through strategic paid media campaigns. Hi, Andrei.
Hello, hi Vladimir, how are you?
I'm doing great. So, where does this podcast find you today, location-wise?
I'm in Chisinau, Republic of Moldova, Eastern Europe. I'm in my co-working, which is my working hub, like for the last 5 years. Very fortunate to have a soundproof room here in the co-working, which I often use for calls or recordings. So yeah.
So, to start off, could you tell us more about your personal background and the initial origin story behind MarketingGo?
Um, I started my marketing career in 2008. It's been about 16 years since then. I've been in different positions, started as a simple digital marketing specialist and then digital strategist. Then I worked in international agency network, like Publicis Media, where I was local CEO of a digital marketing division. Then I've been like CMO of different local and international companies. And then in 2021, when COVID hit, I decided kind of together with other things happening around, I decided to uh, work on my long-term kind of dream to do something on my own. So my first step was to become full-time freelancers. It was before that, like 2018. I started playing with freelance on Upwork just as a hobby. I was taking like one job at a time and doing just a couple of hours per week. So in 2020, I already had some history on Upwork, and it helped me kind of to find more clients to fill in my day. And quickly, probably like in a year, I had to decide what do I do? Do I continue my like freelance career, just trying to strengthen my position and just increase my hourly rates and so on and so forth, or do I go towards a different business model? And of course, I was thinking about the agency model, and I thought that, well, the cap to how high I can grow purely as an expert. Like at that time, I was charging about $80 an hour, and I was like, okay, I'll get to 100 and maybe a little bit more. But also taking into account that I'm from Eastern Europe, and I'm aware about you can do a great job, but it matters where you are from. Somebody says it's not right, but this is life. I just accept it as it is, and I cannot uh, ask for $300 an hour as somebody in US does. So I was like, okay, I'll grow a little bit more, but then what? I still have like 8 hours a day, and especially when you are working per hour in time, you quickly see that if you're doing a good job and like tracking more than 6 hours a day is really tough. It's not like having a full-time job with people are thinking they're working 8 hours a day. They're not. If you sum up all the coffee time and chit chats and so on, like you probably an average person will end up with 4 hours for working hours. Yeah, so like really tracking, billing 6 hours a day, it's challenging. I found out that, tracking 5 can bring more life work balance. So yeah, I decided to go with a business with a agency model, because I said, yeah, I would better charge lower, and I really lowered all my rates, but sell more hours. sell our team member hours, because that is not really limited. Well, it is in the end, but still, the capacity of scaling an agency is quite big. So this is how then MarketingGo appeared. As I was getting more and more work and jobs, I was hiring people to help me out. I was working on the structure of the team, management, developing the agency, and so on and so forth.
Okay. That's a really inspiring story. Coming back to the start of the story, can you share how you started your marketing career? What got you into marketing?
I think I already said this many times before to other people, so it's an easy question for me. So in about like 2005, I think I started my university. I took computer science and economics faculty. After the first 1 or 2 years, I saw that like I'm good at computer science, but I really like I need to work hard to be just good. While like things related to communication, especially marketing and so on, it was coming naturally. I was not working so hard, and I was very good at it. And then towards the end of the university, I saw that like all this technical part of computer science, it it, it doesn't feel like a passion for me, while communication feels something very natural. But this kind of led to a fusion between computer science and marketing. So that's how I ended up in 2008, 2008 or 9 in digital marketing. Because I had this background in computer science, I wasn't a great, programmer or something, but I had the background. Now, in here in Eastern Europe, digital marketing was just starting up. And for me, it was very easy compared to other colleagues in marketing industry to understand all the things, behind websites and social media and so on and so forth. So I took it very fast, and I started working in a French company here locally, and then a telecom company asked me to join them in the marketing department and to be responsible for digital marketing, and I went there. So this is how I got into marketing. I love it since. I find marketing a very exciting industry and career to work in because it's developing very fast. It's very interesting. It's very diverse. Like you have everything, outdoor TV, radio, now the internet. Again, it's a separate world with everything. Again, social media, newsletters, and you can be more technical. I can go into, I don't know, search engine optimization. You can go into content marketing. You can be a copywriter. You can do like creative, like videos and so on, branding, PR. So yeah. I think, yeah, marketing is a very exciting career to work in.
Okay, thank you. In general, which skills and tools would you recommend for prospective digital marketers? So, freelancers who are just starting in or are interested in acquiring skills necessary to offer their services within that category?
Yeah, well, this is a hard one. It's hard because, again, marketing is very diverse. So if it would be easier if the person would know where they want to go, then we could focus on that set of skills for that kind of position, job title. So, for example, there's a lot of room for somebody very technical, with not necessarily high like communication skills and so on. They like you can be just a strong data analyst. You can be a strong pay-per-click, like paid media or media buyer, as they say, expert. And here you would need a lot of like analytical thinking, being able to zoom in and zoom out to understand how the business is working, to understand how the metrics are impacting your campaigns, to be very focused on details, numbers, to have a strong discipline, because there's a lot of data in media buying. But then, like, for example, we can take another position, something like marketing strategist, or there's, like, I don't know even how to call it, just a generic marketing expert, like a digital marketer who knows like everything. Maybe it's not that strong. So this can be a potential CMO or like a team lead, a marketing team lead. Now there you need, apart from like some, like maybe not that strong analytical skills, but still some, because you would need to go through what your team is doing to understand what they're doing, if they're generating good results or not. You would also need team management skills. You would need maybe better communication skills, especially if you are planning or you are working within an agency and like you are in contact with clients. Then you need strong soft skills, communication skills, negotiation skills, and so on and so forth. If we go to the other extreme, like a more um, creative part of marketing, like design, video production, animation, then yeah, like I would not be able to outline now the precise skills, but I would say very broadly, maybe you need to be creative, constantly look for new things, learn new things, and of course, like you need to have the let's say the hard skills related to the specific. If you are a designer, you need to know how to draw, even in the digital environment, yeah, and so on and so forth. So there's a whole spectrum of skills which you need depending on the job you are targeting or applying to.
Okay, great. The freelancing market is very dynamic. You mentioned different niches within digital marketing. What skills or niches have you focused on developing recently to stay ahead in the fast evolving digital marketing landscape?
Yeah, good question. So, when I just started out as a full-time freelancer, then in the early days of the agency, I was trying to focus on something more innovative, and I was targeting like technical startups with services related to marketing strategy, customer development, market fit validation, things related to lean startup. Because I knew this is a big market, and also I'm very passionate about like lean startup methodology and so on and so forth. And I like we tried and I pushed it for probably like 2 years in this niche, but in the end, I kind of, and actually, I was consciously avoiding old school niches like paid media buying, for example, because I was thinking, well, come on, Google Ads, it's been for like 20 plus years. There's so many freelancers and agencies doing that. The competition is fierce. Like, why would I go there? But then what happened is that reality was showing me some things, and at some point I started accepting them. Now, I'm not saying it could be also that, we just didn't succeeded in the first niche. Maybe I didn't do the right moves. Maybe it also has it's in a relationship that I am far from, I don't know, Silicon Valley, and locations where probably there is a more need and there is more trust. If I would be there, more trust, for market fit validation, customer development, and so on services. So yeah, again, as in the university, I saw that this, like, it was going. We had clients and so on, but I saw that we need to work very, very hard, and the output was quite little. But on the other side, we were also like on the request of some clients, we started helping them with paid media, and I saw how easy that is going, and we generate results. They're happy with them, like because of us, they have more sales, their budgets, their costs are going down. They have peace of mind. Recently, I recorded some video testimonials with my clients, and they're reporting they because of us being part of their kind of an outsourced team, they can focus more on business development, hiring the right people, growing their operations, because they know we are taking care of their lead generation machine, which in the end generates sales. And that's how in last year, in 2024, start of the year, I decided, okay, guys, like let's stop selling marketing strategies and marketing communication, positioning, and so on and so forth. Let's just focus on paid media. And I said to myself that I was wrong. Yes, the competition is fierce, but the demand is also quite high because people know that like Google ads, Meta ads, Bing ads, LinkedIn ads, they're working. For example, just I can say I was trying for like 1, 2 years to help our clients with cold email outreach services, which now is so popular. Again, maybe it's just, my fault or our team fault, but I couldn't squeeze good enough results, like a high enough ROI out of cold email outreach, while I was comparing the results with paid media. And yes, there you need to pay. You kind of, people are averse sometimes towards paid media because you need to pay for it, but you also need to pay for the time and everything like setups and so on in cold outreach. But in the end, I think the results and ROI is important. So that's how we kind of move towards, and we positioned now ourselves for paid media marketing.
Okay, thank you. Could you give us 4 or 5 key milestones over the past 16 years since you've been working online?
I didn't had many jobs because I was not jumping from one to another, so I could just follow the path of the job. So I think the telecom place where I was working, it was an important milestone for me. I worked there for 5 years, and I've learned a lot about, because it's an enterprise, and the culture is enterprise culture. I learned about, the structure of big teams, the discipline, the collaboration, all kind of policies and rules. At that time, I thought that all this is, just bureaucracy. But then when I moved to other companies, smaller companies, I saw how chaotic they're all acting. And I think even now I'm still applying a lot I learned in the telecom company, which was my second employer. Yeah, so there I kind of I think I took a lot about managing people, working in big companies, working based on KPIs, numbers, planning, diplomacy, how you should communicate one to another in a non-toxic way, and so on and so forth. Then, for example, when I was working in an agency, here I learned how to move fast, how to be grounded to the earth. Like, okay, not because when you have, like, for example, compared to the telecom, when you have big budgets, like you can dream a lot. But here I was dealing sometimes with very small clients, and we needed to think constantly about low-hanging fruits, what can work like today. So the agency taught me how to be very kind of performance-oriented, result-oriented. Then I think I went through different other companies where I learned a lot by understanding what you should not do. Let's put it in that way, how you should not treat your team, processes, company, how you should not treat your brand. And all these were lessons learned. Then another milestone is when I said, okay, enough with working for others. Let's try me do something. And yeah, after that again, like I should say, freelancer job or an entrepreneur um, path is not so pink as it might look, from the outside. People are thinking that, oh, I'll become a freelancer and I'll have a lot of time. I can work from the beach. And I mean, come on, this is BS. Actually, maybe what's true about freelancing, you have some flexibility towards your schedule, but you don't have more free time. Actually, often I found during the last years since I started that I have less time. Because when I was working for an employer, I was like working, okay, from, 9 to 6, but then all the time after that was mine. The weekends were mine. And then when I was going for a 2 weeks vacation, I was just having a vacation. I need to say, I didn't had any vacation since I started in 2020, the freelance and then the agency when I was not working. Even now, like in January, I've been in a vacation, but I entered a couple of calls with the team just to see how the things are going. I was replying my emails each day. I am doing progress. Like last year was the first year when I started not really working, like I'm not working anymore on projects as I was doing before. So yeah, so this is the full-time freelancer, another milestone, and then entrepreneurship and the agency is another milestone because it's one thing to kind of just work on the projects and just manage yourself, and it's another thing to manage a team, hire, onboard them, so on, acquire clients, connect them in the right way. I also started with a co-founder another startup where we are building e-commerce plugins, but that's a small startup, kind of like working, helping them 5 hours a month, something like that.
Okay, great. How do you maintain a healthy work-life balance?
Well, when we started, I said to myself that I will keep an office schedule. I'm coming to the office to the co-working at about 8:30 a.m. At 9, after I have a coffee and something, I start the work. And usually at 6, I try to stop it and go home to my family. And I work from Monday to Friday. I think in the last 5 years, probably, I don't know, I could be able to count on my one hand how many times I did something on the weekends. So yeah, so I'm trying to keep this very strict. But I was not able in the start to not work during vacations because okay, I can afford not to work on Saturday and Sunday and in the evenings or nights, but I was not being able to not work, a couple of days in a row. Now, kind of, I'm moving towards this. Now I had a nice vacation in January, and this was the least time I spent now in just looking through some emails, and I entered two calls with my team. So this is one thing. Another thing is I'm trying not to do it all to get it all very fast. I'm trying not to get any contract, to sign any contract I can going towards us. So if I see that the team is very loaded, I am very loaded, I'm not trying to get new clients. We are working with what we have, and in time, if I can increase our capacity, then I'm bringing new clients. Because otherwise, I know I will stress a lot the team, and I will stress myself. Because I I already know myself. If I say that I will deliver, I will deliver. So I need to be very careful how often I say yes. Yeah, other things like I'm trying to be active. For me, this is now yoga, swimming, and I'm walking a lot. I'm trying to do at least 7, 9 kilometers a day walking. I'm also doing different breath exercises just to keep my stress lower. Also, sleep is very important, so I try to go sleep like at 10:30 p.m. To get at least like 7 hours of sleep. I need to get up at 6 a.m. Healthy food. I'm not. I abandoned social media a long time ago, more than 10 years. I'm posting from time to time when I go to vacations some photos on Instagram, but I'm never entering Instagram to scroll it. I'm not active on Facebook or stuff. I'm only active from time to time on LinkedIn. I'm doing it to market our to promote our agency. So it's work, it's not leisure, it's not entertainment. Less social media and less news. Trying not to read everything which happens in the world, or like only some headlines from time to time, because I found that that also can increase a lot my stress level. If again we talk about work, I think picking the right clients, picking the right team members can either like can help a lot with, keeping your nervous system healthy.
Yeah, you're totally right. You mentioned clients. Do you foster and do you focus on working with long-term clients, or is
Yeah.
it taking on a higher more like a higher frequency of new contracts and new clients? Do you, let's say, or off Upwork, do you work with long-term clients, or is it like a combination of long-term clients and new clients, or is it mostly new clients and smaller projects?
I understand. Yeah, well, I can relate my answer to your previous question about like work balance. I and we are focusing on long-term projects. It's harder to get them, but I think it's more sustainable. Imagine that each time a new client comes in, it's like like a stressor. You need to like learn his business, learn his personality, adapt to to their way of doing business and communication. Yes, we do have standards, we do have procedures, we do have templates we are following, but still, it's much more easier to deliver a project for a client with whom you're working for the last 6 or 12 months than starting over again. Of course, we need, from time to time, we get new clients because even with happy clients, sometimes our projects, after year and a half, 2 years, they are ending because of different reasons, and you need new business. But yeah, generally, our strategy is to work with the same client for years, keep them happy, not jump from new client to another. Because we saw that then those clients are referring us to other companies. So I need to spend less time on sales because I'm doing that. The team is kind of more relaxed, and we are also more efficient because you have the time to learn about the niche, the industry, and we can bring them more and more and better results. Now, there is an exception to this. For example, last year I was more focused on the team and processes, building the team and the right processes after we positioned ourselves on media buying. And we had enough clients, so last year I haven't done sales almost at all. Like some clients referred us to new clients, so we had enough business. Now this year, 2025, since we have now a good strong team and processes, and I can see that when we get a new project, it's and we kind of have this workflow which is efficient. Now I'm starting to work again on the sales part. So and mainly I turn towards Upwork, and also I will get back to LinkedIn after that. And on Upwork, I don't know how the algorithm works, but my thought was that probably because last year I didn't have any projects there, and I guess my profile kind of cooled down a lot. Now I think even some small short-term projects would be good, just to warm up the algorithm towards my profile. So I think, and I already this week I started bidding on just some like audit jobs, like, please check our ad account and come up with suggestions and recommendations, like short-term jobs. But again, this is a kind of an exception, part of the sales strategy in order to warm up Upwork, and then later I will focus again only on long-term projects.
You mentioned being focused on long-term relationships with clients. Do you have a project or a client experience that you are most proud of out of all the projects and clients you worked with during your 16-year career? It can be on Upwork or off Upwork.
Yeah, it's a client out of Upwork. They found me on LinkedIn, and I clearly remember he told me that he liked one of my posts about ChatGPT. I think this was in 2023 when we like he found me and we started working together. So it's 2 years ago, and we are still working together. It's a client from US. The company is called Smart Glass Technologies. They're manufacturing privacy glass in US and selling it across the country. And yeah, why I'm proud of working with this client and company is because we've been through many different projects. We experiment on many channels and ways to generate better leads. We had ups and downs, but we always managed to get back on track. And I think in the end, the results speaks for themselves. First is that we are working with them second year in a row. Second is that they refer to us multiple other companies, of which some became our also long-term clients, and the founder is still referring us to his friends, acquaintances in US. So I think this is a good sign. You would not recommend somebody you don't trust. Three, like we talked to them, for example, about 2024, and he told us they're happy with the sales they've got this year, and we are looking forward together to scale this in 2025. It's a great collaboration.
Apart from Upwork, are you using any other freelancing platform or any other marketing channel?
Only LinkedIn. So for me, I decided to focus on Upwork as a sales channel and LinkedIn as a marketing channel to market ourselves. I will try for now I believe a lot in the power of focus, and often, our attention goes in many ways, maybe here, maybe there. We're always afraid to lose some opportunities. But in the long run, and as many other businessmen, consultants, book writers, and so on, say, for example, until you get to your 1 million in revenue per year, you should be very, very focused. Like, for example, you should offer just one service to one type of client on one market and promote yourself only through one channel. So yeah, I'm trying to kind of stay very focused, and I will in 2025 I will invest our time and resources on Upwork to kind of do quick sales, because people are already coming there with an intent. They already are looking for help. But also, perhaps in March I will start again being more active on LinkedIn to create meaningful content, connect with different people, try to bring value through my content, so then other companies as Smart Glass Technology can find it valuable and hire us.
Okay, great. You mentioned being less hands-on more recently. How do you still ensure effective communication within your team and delegate different roles so your team would effectively communicate throughout the whole campaign process and project with your agency's clients?
Yeah, thank you. Good question. Well, yeah, it's about the culture of project management and communication. we created in the agency. For example, we have different tools which we use to plan our work. What I usually say to the team, I think at the moment, at the level we are at, we are quite small. It boils down to like three important things: good planning, good execution, and good measurement. If for some time we don't do one of these steps well, we will start having troubles. Even if we plan well and execute well, if we don't measure what we do, long term it's a problem. So then what we do, for example, we have our weekly planning. We just use a simple spreadsheet where we divide projects by clients, and we each Monday we have a call where we discuss, because each member is planning their priority things for this week, and we are discussing what they've done or not done last week from their planning and what they're planning for this week. And then on Slack, after each working day, they are reporting what they have done. And this way we can track, measure, as I said, are we, how are we progressing through the weekly plan? And are we staying on track? Are we focused on what we planned, or we let ourselves kind of moving chaotic by anything which comes up. And then also we have bi-weekly or monthly calls with our clients to ensure we stay on the same page. We have an internal policy to reply to any email or message within like 12 hours. So again, the clients always feel we are close to them. We also take care that nobody on the team is overloaded, because then you can blame a lot if they, delay something, but if they're overloaded, it's not their fault. Project management is very important. Yeah, so all kind of, again, everything is related to good planning, good execution, and good measurement. And also we have reports, weekly, monthly reports, which we are checking them internally and we are sharing them constantly with the clients. So again, this ensures good measurement, and we can see if the results are not the ones we are looking for. We go down again to execution and planning. Maybe we need to think of some new techniques, tactics we should apply, or maybe we should deliver them in a different way, better way, more efficient way. So yeah, this is mainly how we are doing in a nutshell.
Okay. You've built a really successful business on Upwork. You're expert vetted. Your profile rate does reflect your skills and experience. Could you share any strategies for increasing a freelancer's profile rate as they progress and acquire new skills, acquire new experiences? What would be the best strategy for increasing the rate? Would it be to increase the rate only for new clients, or is there a tactic to increase rate for existing long-term clients? I know that's a sensitive topic, so any advice on that area would be really, really beneficial.
First of all, I'm not sure, because I was not very active last year on Upwork, and I saw that there are many new features and so on. So probably the algorithm is always changing a bit. So this is just a disclaimer that maybe some of my recommendations now are a little bit outdated. What I was doing when I started, and what I think brought me some success on Upwork, is I was trying to be very relevant, like to again focus, like just to stay within my industry, which at start was like digital marketing strategies and so on. And I was trying to kind of pick the right clients and right projects, because I knew they will build my profile. So, even if at some point there was some cash pressure, I understood that in the long run, some projects, like imagine that I try to sell, marketing strategies, and then you find on my profile that I'm designing logos, I am a developer, I'm building WordPress websites, and so on. I see often by the way, such profiles on Upwork and probably other platforms. To me, I mean, yeah, this is the way to go. It can work, but I think it's quite limited because if you want a strong, for example, Google ad specialist, you will look for somebody who's doing only Google ads. If that person is designing, also offering to design your logo and so on, like I at least, and I know for sure because I worked in big companies, they would not hire such a person. So I was trying to stay focused. One trick, by the way, what I was doing is sometimes I was getting good contracts, but I knew that the name of the contract I got, it's not very relevant to even what they are looking for. So I was asking before starting the contract. Often I was asking the client to rename it. It was a risk from my side, but yeah, I always took it. I was asking for them to rename the contract to something which I knew is relevant, still relevant for the project, but it also will look good in my Upwork like history, and profile. And it also influences the keywords, which, I mean, the title of the project and it's on your profile for sure. It's used as keywords by Upwork when showing you to other searches and so on. So yeah, small things like this. Then in terms of the rate, I never asked for more from, at least on Upwork, from the same client within the project. I always was looking to increase my rate through the next project. I just wanted to keep the relationship, and this also is good for, cash flow. Yeah, maybe your profits are not that high sometimes, but it helps with like a foundation and stability, and then you can build on top of that. Now, when I work with clients for a longer period, sometimes I can ask for an increase in the price if really that is kind of we have a strong reason behind that, and we can explain it to the client how it will benefit, a long-term win-win relationship. And then I think what's the most important on Upwork is like what's the North Star is to have good testimonials, strong testimonials. I mean, the rating, the 5 stars, and then what it said there. I think this is what every freelancer or agency should think towards too. And then there are many things connected to it. For example, if you are a programmer and I don't know, you are not that good in .NET, and then you are taking a project in .NET and you'll like, yes, you'll earn some bucks, but then you'll get a 3-star rating. You are just like ruining you are cutting, the branch you are standing on. So yeah, everything should be like the strategy is having good testimonials and ratings. So now just think what you can do in order to get that. It's related to the rates you're asking. It's related to what you are delivering and how within the project, how you communicate to the client. It's related a lot to expectation management. Like, what are the clients expecting from you? How do you influence what they expect, and so on and so forth.
Okay, great. Shifting gears, what is your experience with being involved in local or online freelancer communities? Has it opened any networking opportunities?
Not for me, unfortunately. Could be that I'm in a very small local market, like Moldova and specifically Chisinau. Even from the quantity perspective, it's a 2 million, 2.5 maybe million population country. So because of this, the community is not that big. So there's a critical mass, probably you need bigger communities, bigger markets in order for it to work. So it didn't for me. I decided kind of to be, physically here, but all my work and communication, it goes towards the external market, specifically US, focused mostly on US.
Last question. What advice would you give to those who are just starting out their freelancing careers, especially within your skill category? What should they focus on? Which resources they should reference? Should they become part of online communities and connect with other experienced freelancers, ask for advice, or any type of other recommendation?
I think this question is a topic in itself and needs a lot of time. There are many aspects to it. But one advice I would give is if you want to start freelancing and, for example, you have a job or something, try to start freelancing while you have the job and keep the job. Don't take the risks. Don't think that, because I saw some people, like they thought that they were doing very great in a company and they are very great experts. It doesn't mean you'll get business. It's different to sell yourself and to constantly look for projects. Very often, I would say that having a full-time job is better. Really. Now at least from being on this side, I can really tell that if you have a good full-time job with a steady income, it's predictable, it's certain what will happen in the next years. Think twice before, moving to freelance. And if you do, try to do it as, for example, I did it in the start as a hobby, just a couple of hours a week, just to see, to touch the water, to see how it works for you. And then I think what you mentioned in the question, I think, yeah, this for sure. If you can, from the start, try to build around you one or more people who you can talk to and ask for advice. If maybe there are some, I don't know, influencers you can follow. I know there are strong Upwork profiles out there who are also kind of creating content and sharing their experience. So if you don't have somebody personally you can connect with, at least follow some experts on the market. It's a whole ocean of things you should or should not do. Just take it step by step and see. It also depends a lot on your kind of social position. If you are alone, you can take more risks. If you have a family, again, think twice.
Thank you, Andrei, for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you, Vladimir, for inviting me.